Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. So what we've got today is the Lisle Carbine in 45 ACP, touted as the quietest carbine or rifle ever made. Stick around. All right, so us as humans, we are a very inquisitive group, right? We always want to know, what is the world's fastest? What is the world's quietest? What's the shortest? What's the longest? And I think it's all relative to the time period. You know, a lot of times you'll get, say, man, this thing's quieter than anything I've ever heard. And people are, an old codger will be, and I'm an old codger, so don't take it personally. They'll say, the quietest thing ever made was the Lisle Commando, the carbine. It's based off of the Lisle Enfield. And guys, it is extremely quiet. It is a very, very, very quiet platform. If you're not familiar with the Lisle carbine, this was actually invented somewhere around 1942 to about the 60s is when they used them, and these were issued to British special operations, or if you want to call them SOE guys, and they were used to dispatch people like Germans. There was actually two of these used to dispatch some higher up Germans like in 1944, but they were very, very enthralled with the quietest. You had the well-rod pistol. You guys know that I reviewed the BNT, the veterinary pistol, and that is to date probably one of the quietest firearms I've ever used, but it's also a pistol in 9mm. All right, guys, and the origins of this rifle actually came from the Lisle Enfield, the SMLE, the short magazine Lisle Enfield. And what they did was they used the same action. I mean, you guys can see the same safety levers and all on these. And what they did was they used a Thompson machine gun barrel. They had to move everything forwards. They had to shorten the bolt on this. And they actually welded a piece here because this is actually for a 1911 magazine, a 45 ACP. And so these were 7-rounders. I believe they did some 11-rounders back in the day for these when this program was going on. But it's a 2-inch diameter suppressor. It is ported barrel, so just like the H&K, the Scooby-Doo, the SD, the MP5 SD, this worked really, really well. And it does shoot that 45 caliber cartridge. And guys, this is not an original. This is actually a remake. It'll still run you about $5,000 or so. This is by U.S. Armament Corporation, and they did a great job of remaking this. It's really, really nice. Shoots well. The action is actually pretty smooth on this. It's pretty quiet. They actually say the firing pin and shooting it. Ready? We're gonna listen. They say that is louder than the actual shot itself. We're going to find out, because I believe that it was revolutionary back in the day, but if somebody was trying to get me to shoot something very quietly, like very, very, very quietly, one of my first choices is probably going to be something like this. This is a Ruger RPR. It has the AB, the over barrel suppressor, and it's an integral suppressor. And guys, this thing, it is the Melb-P. This thing is insanely quiet. It really is. If you were gonna shoot something at distance, let's say 100 yards, and you wanted to be really, really quiet, this is a tough one to beat, but it doesn't have a ton of energy, okay? Because just keep in mind, it is a 22. I think I actually have a magazine in my pocket. Yeah, here we go. So this is CCI standard velocity. What we'll do is I'll just shoot it over my shoulder into the dirt. First round, you'll get the pop. Guys, that's quiet. And I've got the mic right here by the rifle, but this is stupid quiet. Let's shoot it somewhere where you don't hear the thump of the ground. So I'll shoot it down towards the 200-yard range. That's crazy quiet, isn't it? It really is. So this would be my first choice, but if you needed to have a little more energy, guys, technology changes. So back in the day, that could have been the quietest, but this is an 8.6 blackout. The quietest thing that I've found with a shorter barrel like this is using the Thunder Beast. Guys, you cannot beat the 8.6 using the Ultra, the SR. This is probably the quietest 8.6 blackout platform there is. I actually have some 285 grain ELDs. let me go ahead, and plus, you know, you've got the modern, the ASCS magazine. Let's just shoot one into the dirt here. Cold bore, here we go. That's quiet. That's like stupid quiet. Let's go ahead and put in a second round. We'll shoot it downrange. And hopefully you guys can see this. All right, here we go. That's insane. So these two would be my choice, and this has a lot of energy. You guys know that. I've done some videos on the 8.6 Blackout. 300 Blackout's also quiet. The BNT, the 300 Pro, that is insanely quiet. It's actually a little bit quieter than the 8.6, which is incredible. So what we're going to do is we're going to try out this Lisle, and we'll see if the lore holds up to it, that it's the quietest rifle ever made. They said that they, back in the day, that they got readings, and don't take my word for it. I mean, look it up on the internet, Google it, what's the quietest rifle ever made, and it will, sure enough, pop up this Lisle Commando carbine. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot some 230 grain 45 ACP full metal jacket. Let's see if it really is that quiet. Matter of fact, I'll just do it right now. And in typical Lee Enfield fashion, guys, you do have a bolt that lifts. This is going to be your firing pin when it's in the back position. That means it is ready to fire. Your safety is on the left side here. This is safe, and this is fire. If you wanted to lower the hammer, you can lower it like this quietly, and now it's decocked, or you have a half-cocked position like this, but it won't fire from that position. Your magazine release is actually going to be right here, and so when you press on that, this 45 ACP mag won't come out unless you hold that magazine release all the way. So you can see how this is welded on here. You do have a set of leaf sights here that is actually set for 50 yards, believe it or not. And you have some awesome work here on the sight and putting that around this 2-inch diameter tube. So let's go ahead and same position, same everything, because you guys heard the last two. Let me go ahead and load 3 rounds in the Lisle Commando. Here we go. All right. Take the safety. And it's kind of weird because you can see the side of the cartridge right there, but all right, you guys can see me. We got the mic in the same place. Here we go. If anybody says that's quieter, they're lying. It is not as quiet. Let's see if we can put one on the steel on the head. Just off to the side. And let's go ahead and get one into the body of that silhouette. That's pretty quiet though. Let's go ahead and shoot one down range. Now that we've got some gas in here, I'll shoot this towards the 200-yard line. Here we go. It is quiet. None of these require any type of hearing protection. But it's not as quiet as these other ones. There's no way. They say at 50 yards you cannot hear this. They tested it in London. I think there was a lot of traffic or something, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera down there at 50 yards. I'm going to shoot it in the direction of the camera. I'll shoot all 3 of these, and we'll let you guys determine. All right, so the easiest way to do this is I took an iPhone 15 Pro Max and I put it downrange, and it is recording video and audio. I'm not going to put the DJI on there because I need this to talk to you guys so the gimbal can follow me around. And what I will do is I will shoot at that paper there, but when we go to shoot at the paper, I will clip this audio completely off so that you're only hearing that downrange, okay? So to just test, you can see me waving my arm. We're going to see what this looks like downrange with me talking the way that I'm talking right now. You can hear it from the iPhone, the 15 Pro Max. It has no other audio source other than its microphone. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start off with the 8.6. 8.6. And these are not hand loads, this is factory ammunition. And here we go. Going to iPhone audio. That's pretty darn quiet. All right, that is the 8.6 Blackout. Now the one that I think is going to be the quietest in the group is the 22, but you guys determine it downrange. You guys tell me. Here we go. All right, and then last up is the Lisle Commando Carbine. We'll switch to the iPhone audio. Here we go. Wow, that's loud. And one more. Give me any of the other two. This works well. I'm sure it hits like a ton of bricks, but I'm sure it doesn't hit as hard as that 8.6. You know what, we can actually test that. I actually have a spinner down here. I'll place it at 50 yards. I'll place the camera laterally. We'll check out the movement, see how much it moves laterally, and you'll be able to see how much energy difference there is between an 8.6 and a 45 ACP at 50 yards. You guys can see this, camera's going down range, and here we go. We'll go a little bit lower. So not a lot of energy with that 22, but I definitely wouldn't want to get smacked by it. Next up is the Lisle 45 ACP. Boy, I hope I can hit that steel. Like I said, it's a rudimentary leaf sight. I don't know, that had a lot of energy to it. It's pretty good. I might do another one just so we can compare it with 2 rounds. Now this is the 230 grain full metal jacket. They say these things are really accurate. All right, let's see what this 8.6 does. All right, so next up is this 8.6. I didn't have it zeroed for this ammunition. Like I said, this is just factory ammo. And here we go. Wow, that's a huge difference. Huge difference. Let's do one more shot. Hopefully the spalling did not get my phone. Yeah. And I knew you couldn't hear me that well because I had this microphone over by the camera here so that you could actually hear when I had it going from the location at the end of the muzzle. So, like I said, I don't know if modern stuff has just gotten that much better, but you guys can tell it is definitely a lot quieter with the new modern stuff over that Lisle. So while the Lisle is a great collector's piece, and if it's something you want in the collection, I think it's awesome. It's a piece of history. The date's all the way back, basically, what, 80 something years now? That's pretty impressive for what they had back then. But based on today's modern firearms with modern suppression, I think it is much better with the modern stuff over the old stuff. So don't believe everything you hear on the internet, and be open-minded. You know, some people, I heard this. Well, you know, find out for yourself. Don't just take it as gospel, because you can go online right now and Google it, and everybody's an internet Google expert, right? Everybody's a doctor. All they got to do is just Google their symptoms and they'll tell you what you have, right? I see it so much. My wife tells me about it all the time. People come in and self-diagnose. Don't be that guy. Let the professionals do what they do. I'm by no means a professional, but I've at least put some effort and time into it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the Lisle Carbine. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you soon. Have a good one.